is from Paddy the Baddy. He's got the angle, he's got the extension. And there's a submission. Paddy the Baddy is back.
Welcome to our YouTube video about the controversial MMA fighter Paddy Pimblett. Known as the Baddy, he's become one of the most talked about rising stars in the UFC. In this video, we'll delve into his unique fighting style, pre-fight trash talk, and flashy antics that make him impossible to ignore. We'll explore his journey to the UFC, examine his fighting style and training methods, and hear from Paddy himself about his goals and motivations.
The full extension to drive it, and he's got the angle, he's got the...
Whether you're a die-hard fan or just curious to learn more about this intriguing newcomer,
Lightning, the big right hand! Paddy Pimblett!
get ready for an in-depth look at one of the most exciting and divisive fighters in the UFC today, Paddy Pimblett. Let's get into it. Paddy grew up in Liverpool, learning street smarts in the passionate football fan culture. However, it was watching a UFC fight between Diego Sanchez and Clay Guida that ignited his passion for hand-to-hand combat and set him on the path to becoming a professional fighter. MMA career. At just 15, Paddy began his MMA career, quickly becoming a notable fighter with 10 amateur fights in local promotions in 15 months.
Some heavy shots in.
Despite lacking formal training, his aggressive style and powerful strikes earned him the nickname the Baddie. Additionally, Paddy's black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu allowed him to expertly transition and secure submission finishes.
He's panicking, and he's tapped out.
Following a successful amateur career, Paddy became a recognizable and fierce competitor in the MMA world with a record of 7-2. He was determined to make a name for himself by turning professional, and soon accomplished his goal.
Fight me!
Paddy Pimblett had a relatively slender build in the early days of his career, competing at weights of up to 62 kilograms. However, he quickly established himself as a formidable opponent in the cage, securing quick and decisive victories. In his debut fight in Cage Warriors, he used his height and reach advantage to take down his 17-year-old opponent to the canvas and secured a technical knockout victory. Paddy faced Florian Callan next and dominated the fight with his striking and grappling skills. He continued to build his reputation as one of Liverpool's top fighters, earning his spot as a contender in the city's fight scene.
Accidental low blows, very crisp punches from Pimblett though.
Even when he went 3 rounds without a finish in his next fight,
Which side of his head and what's the takedown now?
he still looked impressive.
Paddy the Baddy!
Paddy's next fight started off with a bang as he landed 2 solid left hands. But hold on to your seats because things quickly took a turn for the worse. He totally dropped the ball when he failed to defend against a sneaky flying triangle move, leading to him losing his position and ultimately giving up his neck on the ground.
He's looking pretty tight at the moment.
Well, I think he stopped
And
the
he's
moment.
out. That is it. He actually said that.
In 2014, Paddy missed weight for the first time in his career, but he still dominated the fight and earned another decision victory. He showcased his expert takedowns in ground and pound.
Pimblett postures up.
That your opponent.
And despite being knocked down in the 3rd round, he refused to give up and mounted a comeback, ultimately finishing the fight with another hard-earned decision.
Martin, the silence of Sheridan trying to defend this takedown. And let's see how much
The Paddy Pimblett!
It seemed like the hype train for the young talent was stalling, but the next fight against Conrad Hayes changed everything once again. Despite not making weight in the lead-up, Paddy Pimblett delivered a high-gain finish.
Nice trying to do leg kicks, he eats a shit.
Stuck in a fatal clinch, he soared into a triangle, and despite Hayes' attempts to resist, Pimblett was one step ahead in his element, sealing the victory with a sleek finish from the flying triangle.
He might be finding some space.
Big submission win for Paddy Pimblett. It was a battle of 2 prospects.
With a record of 6-1, he made the headlines and started a trend. In 2015, Paddy Pimblett's winning streak hit a snag when he faced off against Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt Stephen Martin. Despite being caught in an early submission, Paddy refused to be defeated. He weathered a barrage of strikes
A huge left hook.
and used his wrestling skills to get back on his feet.
finishing. Another big shot from Stephen Martin.
In the end, it was a sneaky elbow strike that caused a deep cut of Martin's face.
Pimblett looking for an aggressive finish, a big left hand and a knee and an elbow from Pimblett.
Oh, a huge elbow.
leading to the fight being stopped by the doctor with just seconds left in the round. Paddy celebrated his victory with his trademark dance moves, while Martin was left to deal with the aftermath of the fight. Paddy Pimblett faced off against undefeated French fighter Kevin for the title in his first main event. Kevin's versatile style was a challenge.
Oh, a huge left.
But Paddy landed a powerful kick that led to a quick takedown and victory.
This could be a dangerous position because at the front, switches to
It's
the
under
ring.
the chin. It's
There's
over.
the big squeeze.
And that's Paddy.
It was an exciting fight that kept fans on the edge of their seats. Paddy Pimblett, fresh off his first title win, was back in action just 3 months later to defend his belt against Miguel Hero. In the opening moments, Hero tried to throw a right hand,
Championship, and Harrow with a big right.
but Pimblett responded with a barrage of kicks from a distance.
Looking content to keep things standing.
Clearly, Hero wasn't pleased with the strategy. Pimblett then moved in close, unleashing a series of punches, and locked Hero in a clinch. Hero managed to throw Pimblett,
He's playing chess.
Oh, and he's
Oh.
great.
but it proved to be a costly mistake. From the ground, Paddy landed a series of right punches that softened his opponent up. Pimblett then took full mount and sealed the deal with a slick submission, sending the crowd into a frenzy.
Quick through that transition, the body triangle is forced to submission.
And there's the submission! Paddy Pimblett with the big squeeze.
I stand corrected.
Josh Palmer.
In April 2016, Paddy Pimblett returned to the cage with an impressive record of 9-1, ready to face veteran Ashley Grimshaw, who had a whopping 30 professional fights under his belt. The opening minutes were intense, as Grimshaw came out strong with some threatening strikes, but Paddy quickly regained control.
Long guy going alternate crazy.
With takedown attempts and top position dominance, Paddy was simply on fire,
Yeah, get involved. That
and his quick footwork and strategic positioning
is open. Some leaps to close.
helped him maintain his advantage throughout the fight. But it was in the final minutes of the bout where Paddy truly shone,
Punches and Paddy. Pimblett's actually done a better job with that body.
delivering a masterful attack that sealed his victory and awarded him the title,
And I think Paddy Pimblett knows that he's probably taken.
confirming his status as the top English prospect in the promotion.
Paddy, the Baddy Pimblett.
3 months later, Liverpool's Paddy Pimblett showed his typical fighting style against Teddy Violet. While he took a powerful hit from his opponent, he quickly recovered and took the fight to the ground,
Big combination from Teddy Violet.
where he took control of the match.
Oh, trouble in the opening minute and a half. And he comes back now, like you said, looking for the submission.
And the triangle.
Despite surviving the first round, Violet couldn't escape Paddy's fierce rear naked chokehold in the second, and the fight was over.
He's got Paddy Pimblett with a big squeeze, and there's the submission. Paddy Pimblett submits Teddy Violet at Cage Warriors 77.
However, the post-fight interview revealed a new path for Paddy, as he wasn't expected to receive a title shot anytime soon.
Knocking me out. I've said it before. I'll say it again. I'm a Scouser. We don't get knocked out.
In September, the much-anticipated flyweight title fight fell through, but that didn't stop Liverpool's Paddy Pimblett from putting on a show. Facing off against Frenchman Johnny Fracci, who had an impressive record, Paddy wasted no time in showing off his wrestling skills. In just the second minute of the fight, he landed a devastating flying knee followed by some well-placed strikes to secure the victory.
He's done it! Paddy Pimblett is the new Cage Warriors featherweight champion of the world.
Not only did he take home the gold medal in the lightweight division, but he also made sure to give his hometown fans a celebration they wouldn't forget.
In his city.
2 months after claiming his gold medal, Paddy Pimblett was back in the cage, defending his title against the formidable Julian Erosa. Erosa came in with an impressive record and a size advantage, but Pimblett refused to back down. He went all in with a series of striking exchanges that eventually led to him taking Erosa to the ground and controlling him from the back.
Nice uppercut there from Erosa and a great exchange of strikes.
The second round saw Erosa fighting back with precise strikes that had Pimblett momentarily stunned.
The way he drops Paddy Pimblett.
But our Liverpool hero showed his fighting spirit and managed to survive the round. The rest of the fight was fought primarily on the ground.
Pimblett and a nice straight right back with Erosa looking for a final takedown. Big.
But Pimblett's willingness to engage in striking exchanges and his samurai spirit ultimately led to him retaining his title. It was a close call, but Pimblett emerged victorious once again.
Pimblett looks stunned there.
Proving that he's not afraid to take on the toughest challenges in the cage. Paddy Pimblett had been on a winning streak of 9 consecutive fights, establishing himself as a top contender in the professional fighting world. The UFC was interested in signing him, but he decided to postpone his debut overseas because he didn't want to relinquish his title. Despite agreeing to defend his lightweight championship, things took a turn for the worse when a tough race in a heavier weight class threw a wrench in his plans. His fellow countryman, Nad Narimani, proved to be a formidable opponent, and Paddy had to give it his all to keep up.
The hometown favorite.
Although he came close to finishing the fight,
Narimani shooting in.
Paddy couldn't quite make it happen and ultimately lost his title and his remaining hopes as he dropped to 66 kilograms. After taking a 10-month break, Pimblett returned with a vengeance, this time in the lightweight division. Despite the move, he still maintained his trademark pressure and dominated his opponent, Alexis Savidi.
And he fights furiously.
Pimblett didn't give Savidi an easy time
Of Alexis Savidi.
and finally took him down in the second round, ready to submit him. Savidi tried to fight back, but a reckless move allowed Pimblett to lock in a hybrid submission hold.
Extension to drive it, and there's the flying triangle. He's got the angle, he's got the extension. And there's the submission.
Confirming him as one of the best in the featherweight division at only 17 years old. Paddy Pimblett's last bout was against David Martinez, and it was an absolute showstopper. From the get-go, Paddy had Martinez swinging wildly, struggling to keep up with his rhythm. Then, Paddy unleashed his signature submission moves, and it was all over for Martinez.
Shots there from Pimblett, chasing Martinez round, a flying knee from Pimblett. We've seen him use that before. Big takedown from the Baddy.
Paddy locked in a rear-naked choke and forced Martinez to tap out, delivering his stunning victory to close out his career on a high note.
Big squeeze and it's over! Paddy, the Baddy is back!
After his victory, Paddy called out Dana White to pick up the phone and give him a call, and he was heard. In 2021, the UFC signed the legendary Paddy Pimblett with a record of 16 wins and 3 losses. His octagon debut was nothing short of thrilling, and when he returned home, he was a national hero. At the London tournament in March 2022, his fans' hearts were in unison, and Paddy, true to form, caused a couple of heart attacks among the audience in the first few seconds of the fight.
Was that when it comes to
Rodrigo Vargas made the fatal error of attempting to take down the Liverpool native. Pimblett quickly regained his footing, and Vargas' moment of glory was gone in a flash. Paddy capitalized on the takedown and locked in a rear-naked choke, leading to Vargas' inevitable submission.
He's done it! Paddy has done it in London!
The crowd erupted in cheers, and Paddy proved once again why he's known as the Baddie. The MMA promotion was in trouble after the departure of some big stars from the British Isles, but fear not, for Paddy Pimblett is here to save the day. In just 2 appearances in the octagon, he's already being compared to the once promising McGregor, a flashy blonde from Liverpool who fights with style, finishes opponents, and speaks his mind.
Flying knee, the big right hand! Paddy Pimblett! He's done it!
His knee. This could be it.
You're worrying about the fight. He finds his face.
The full extension to drive it, and there's the he's got the angle, he's got the extension!
Our channel is hoping to ride the hype train in this dangerous division, but Paddy's got plenty of time to make his mark. If you're loving the action, hit that like button and subscribe for more amazing MMA content.